Okay, thank you, Eddie.
Oh, you're welcome, brother.
So now we get to one of your questions. And so let's go to the box here. And perhaps I
Shake it up, Bob. Shake it up.
Shake it up, okay. What I'll do is I'll reach way
Actually,
down.
Bob, do you mind if you bring it here so you're kind of like in...
Oh, sure.
I don't have to follow you with the camera every time you read a question.
Actually, by the way, before we go further, given that we've had a great deal of help from our videographic brother here, perhaps could you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Rasha Donchev. I'm from Local 559, Vice President of Local.
Thank you, Rasha, and thank you for keeping the time as well.
Of course, not a problem.
Good. Okay, so here goes. I'll probably vary how far I go in deep with each question maybe. So here's one. Let's see what it says. Okay, this is from Kaon. And is Kaon here? Local 555. What's your last name, Kaon? Very good. Okay, and the question is, how should the general fund be fixed? Okay. And given that, yeah, sure, by all means. The question is, how should the general fund be fixed? Everybody hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see, our last speaker was Nancy. And so first on my right, the first speaker will be Jamie this time. So go ahead.
Good question. In the last 10 years, the strike fund has grown from over $30 million to $60 million. This includes the OPS strike in 2002, with a cost of $27 million, and we ended up with $18 million coming back from revenue coming back in from our essential services. So the money's coming in. We have money coming in on a regular basis to our strike fund. That also includes the market crash in 2008. The last 4 years, the strike fund has grown from $45 million to $60 million. And we've talked about this at the board, and the board is divided. There's no doubt about that. Passions are deep. They run deep, and I think that's good. Some people think we should have a really strong strike fund. I think we do. Now, we talked through Noops Week in looking to see how we could actually look at what we need in a strike fund. What do we actually need? Well, we need to be able to have enough money in a strike fund to run that strike fund for roughly 4 weeks, which will cost us $77 million to run a strike for 4 weeks for every person in OPSU who could strike at the same time. Now, think about that. That's almost not going to happen. It couldn't happen because that means all the OPS, everybody in Canton, every BPS local that could go, would have to go at the same time. So that doesn't work. So if the OPS that actually works down to about $12 million to run a strike, we wouldn't need that kind of funding in the first place. We talked about this at the board. Sister Patty Rout's bringing a proposal to convention to actually let the membership make a decision on this because it is divided at the board. Let's hear what the membership have to say. Let's debate this on the floor and talk about it, because the money coming in, we could take the interest from the money coming in from the strike fund and transfer it over towards this, the general fund, and that would give us a lot more money to play with, to do the things you want to do inside your region, to do the things you want to do for education and the locals, to hire the staff that need to do the different tasks that we have to do. It's just a matter of letting the members make a decision. Let's talk it out on the floor. Let's put the information out there, debate it, instead of 21 people debating what we're going to do, and let the Constitution, let the convention pass it. One way or the other.
Well, I believe that every board member wants a strong strike fund and a strong general fund. I don't think any of us disagree on that. What we disagree is how to get there and how much is enough. The general fund has been starved for several years to build the strike fund. So we either go with a dues increase or reduce the amount that goes into the strike fund. Two options, or somewhere in between. I believe that there is a compromise there. What I would like to propose is that we have the debate at convention. However, what we really need is about 1 year's relief for the general fund, because we've got a multi-million-dollar fight coming our way on our hands because of what the government's doing. We need to be able to resource that. Locals, area councils, everybody. We don't have that, we're dead in the water. So we got to have enough money to operate daily and ramp up the campaign, and that takes money. So if convention's not willing to do something now, what I would propose is they give us some kind of interim relief, send the executive board back to debate it, consult widely around the province, come back in 2012 with a permanent solution to be debated. So I think that that meets everyone's needs. We still have a huge strike fund. We will have enough money to take on the fight that we need to take on with the government and nasty employers and work to change public opinion, and then next year do the permanent fix. Now, if convention in its wisdom decides on a fix this year, we live with that and we work with it, whatever that fix is. But there's been not $1 wasted in this union because we fought the good fight. So I do look forward to the debate at convention. It is a very, very passionate issue, but I hope we can prevent it from becoming a political football, yet I fear it already is a political football. Thank you.
No, that is bigger than you are.
Just a little bit, Bob. How do you fix it? Well, you know what, folks, listen, and again, my background is I grew up in a rural community in Ontario. I grew up on a farm. We had 4 boys on that farm. And, you know, I'm going to tell you something about my folks. When you have 4 hungry boys and plus my father, you knew what was going on that table. You knew where every single penny went. And my mom, God bless her, she knew how to run that household. And I'll tell you, the way you do it is you make sure you know where all that's going. I'm going to be frank with you. Do you guys all know where the funds are going? You know, I'm telling you, let's share the information with the members. We've got brilliant minds out there. They'll look at the finances. They'll look at the budget. You guys are our best resource. You'll come back with suggestions for us, and you'll see the problems with the budget or where you think. But I'm going to tell you, and this is no disrespect, we have a broad-based union, and we send people all over the world. You know what? Do you guys go anywhere when your household finances aren't in order? What do? You stay home. You stay home, you fix your house. And that's what I say we do first. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
Next is Nancy.
Well, thanks very much, folks. It's a great question, and I must be perfectly honest with you and tell you that I don't have the answer to how to fix the general fund. I mean, let me just tell you what's happened, though. When the officers get presented with an $11 million deficit right out of the gate, you wonder how in the earth you're going to tackle that kind of an overage. $11 million, and last year it was $9 million. I mean, to bring a budget to the officers to say, you have to fix this now, is a little unwieldy. You know, and every year the general fund grows. People get wage increases, we get new members. Guess what? That's an addition to the general fund. So the question is, how in the world is the money being spent, and just exactly where is it going? Since 2008, we have 75 new hires. Can't tell you that we're not filling vacancies, or you know, those haven't become before the executive board, but those positions cost money. They cost a lot of money. And so I think the answer is, folks, that OPSEU needs to figure out how to live within its means and not keep spending and spending and spending. And, you know, when I speak to you about that, and I know that lots of people don't seem to care, but we have a $41 million unfunded liability. That unfunded liability grew in 2 years by about $14 million. We can't keep wantonly spending because we think we have the bank at our fingertips. So I think we need to get our finances in order. I think that has to happen fairly quickly. We've got a huge fight ahead of us. We better know how our money's coming in and where it's going out. Thank you.
Okay, and so that completes that question.